Today is the last day of Godzilla Fest. Been having a good time, making money, seeing friends, having adventures with people, mostly the big dogs, as I'm staying with him, of course, which is awesome. I'm being a little quiet. Everyone's awake, but I don't know what's going on in the rest of the house. So, and also I just woke up. That's it. I don't know. This is not an interesting update. So, Big Dog, it's Sunday morning.
Yep.
It's about 2 hours out from the show.
Yep.
Final day. We've had a good weekend.
We have.
What would you like to happen today to cap it off?
If I could sell one thing today,
Yeah.
That was my goal yesterday, and I succeeded. And that is my goal today. I want to sell one thing, and I want to have a conversation with one of the vendors I haven't talked to today.
Okay. What don't you want to happen?
I don't want anything to happen to my car. And that's about it. Everything else pretty easy.
Okay.
So, Gaz, what do you want to happen today?
You know what's stupid is I set this up and I don't know.
What do you not want to happen today?
What I don't want to happen today is it to be completely dead. It doesn't, like, it's been gangbusters, but today I don't want it to be like nothing. You know what I mean? Even if it's just people coming in talking, a couple little sales here and there. What I do want is to get another coffee from Screensavers. That'll make my day.
That'll be good.
And I want to look around a little bit more at the vendors, talk a little bit. I want to get some pictures. I realized this at Power Morphicon. Like, I talk to people all the time, and like, why don't I go around? Like, people do this, you know. Like, and so I took a picture with Greg Espinoza, and I'm like, oh, I want to take a picture with Scott and Bob and everybody, and just like do a little, be more social today. Okay, so we just had a nice breakfast.
We did,
but they had like pastries as sides, which is unusual.
Instead of toast or like a biscuit or something.
And they had a cinnamon roll, and I'm like, okay, I'll get a cinnamon roll. And I took a bite, and I'm like, this is awful. It's dry, and the sauce was weird and like kind of sweet in a way that was gross. Like, I spit it out.
Frosting, not sauce.
The frosting. It was the worst cinnamon roll I've ever in my life, to the point where I literally spit it out. It was, like, it was gross. It was really gross.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's not that bad and whatever. Blah, blah. And then we're coming out to the car, and what do you whisper to me?
I was like, hey, it was really echoey where we were sitting outside.
No, but first he whispers to me.
I was like, hey, I'm really sorry that you had that cinnamon roll. It was pretty terrible.
But meanwhile, you're defending it. Like, what, the waitress is going to care that I don't like the cinnamon roll?
I wasn't trying to be loud before we got the rest of our food about how bad the initial food was. It's kind of just a rule I live by.
The rest of the food was good. It was a souffle omelet. It was delicious. The potatoes were okay. The coffee was fine.
The potatoes were good. They just weren't to his specific preference.
But that cinnamon roll, how do you mess up a...
It was dry, and I didn't mind the frosting, but it was dry as hell.
It was dry, so
it was so dry.
So it needed the frosting. But usually I'll just eat frosting with a spoon. Like it's bad. Oh, too much. You know, it was sweet in a way. It wasn't creamy. It wasn't buttery. It was like watery with like, it had like an aftertaste.
It was a really bad snack. I really liked the place we went to, and everything was good except for that awful.
It was
cinnamon
really,
roll.
really bad. Yeah.
Heinous is the word I used. Heinous.
But I couldn't believe that after defending it on the way out, you whispered to me, "Yeah, it was bad." It's like, what? Oh. Okay, let's organize some toys. We squeaked in like a minute or two late, but we were mostly set up, so we're good. Still a pretty decent turnout this morning. We didn't have the people waiting around the block that we had yesterday, but this is good for a Sunday. And it's actually good that it's not too wild because, as I said, we just squeaked in like under the buzzer. At the moment it was opening. 12:20, had a little bit of rush in the beginning. It's slowed down now. Here's Super 7. I don't know if I walked by there before. They've sold out of a few things. I've sold out of 4 prints at this show, which I can't remember the last time that happened. Here's Scotty Boombody with his table. There's a bunch of sword people. Actually, I walked through here before, didn't I? Yeah, I did walk through here. 1:45, so a little over 2 hours left. It's definitely been slowest day. Well, it's weird to say because Friday wasn't really a day, but people still honking around, buying stuff. I think I'm just now at the point where I can go get a cup of coffee, so I'm going to try to do that. It's from that same place. So I'm going to get my coffee. I ran into some people that were talking about the convention to each other, and I kind of inserted myself into their conversation because they were having a little confusion about what ticket prices were and what it got you. And this is the same conversation I and a lot of the vendors have been having, except we just, you know, sell our stuff and it doesn't really affect us. But there's that pagoda again. I wish they weren't doing construction because you could get over there and like take pictures and stuff. It's really nice. But yeah, over here downstairs is the panel. I'm going to get my coffee. But I guess the panels are free. and you could just walk into them without a ticket. And there was an outdoor free movie. And then there was the movies at the theater last night with Megumi, I hope I'm saying her name right, that may or may not be included in the ticket price, but they said that that wasn't made clear to them if it was. And so it was, they were saying it was $40 to get into the exhibitor area, which is where I am. And they weren't sure if that money was going to support Japantown Mall or the local community. And they were saying, I'm sure, you know, the promoters got a piece of it. But did the vendors, artists, whatever, have to pay for tables? And so I was like, just to confirm, yes, we did. And it occurs to me, I don't know. I mean, I'm not on the board, I'm not on the inside, so I don't know where that money goes. If it's just to offset cost of renting the area, or if some of it is going back to fund the community, which it would be nice if it did. Maybe I'll ask. Maybe I'll just be like, hey, what's going on? But what I don't like, especially if there's not a transparency of why people are paying that, is people paying potentially $40 just to get into the vendor artist area, which is not huge. And it also is like, well, that's $40 they're not going to want to spend at our tables. That being said, you know, I've been doing well this weekend, but it's an interesting question. All right, I got the cookie butter latte. It was much quicker this time. Nice, I love this, I love this. It was much quicker because there was no one in front of me. I still had to wait for them to make it. I wish I could go there. It's such a like nice vibe. The music playing and I don't know. I said it before, I kind of miss this area, and kind of, as nice as it is to visit, it's bumming me out a little bit. But anyway, I got cookie butter, which you would think would be sweeter than honeycomb, but it's not. And I was just taking a picture. And I kind of think that's a good thing, because I have been treating myself to everything since I've been here. And I'm feeling kind of gross and full and over full of fat and sugar. So the fact that it's not as sweet, I think, good. All right, so we're down to about the last hour. A few people starting their early pack up. Normally I frown upon that, but A, it is a little slow and we are in the city. And B, it was actually said, hey, if people need to pack up early, that's fine, because everybody has to be out of here by 5. It's been slow but steady. I was saying to the big dog, I don't like it when you do a bunch of business in an hour and then sit there for 3 hours, but today was more like every 10 minutes or so somebody would come up and talk or buy something or ask a question, and that's much better. All right, it's 4:01. We're officially closed, although the announcement has not been made. As you can see, there's a few stands still up. We're kind of half closed, but I just made a couple more sales right at the end here, so I'm glad I'm staying till the end. But yeah, we'll have to see, because we're kind of in a hurry to get going and make dinner, but also there are some people got here like an hour ago, and this is their whole experience, so I don't want to, deny them. Deny them their fun and deny me my money, to be honest, so it's good for everybody. We ate at Chili's. Yeah!
Woo! Didn't get baby back ribs or barbecue sauce.
I've never had ribs. I've never had baby back ribs. I've never had the form factor of food as ribs in any capacity.
Ooh, you should have corn ribs. You would like those.
What are they made out of? Corn?
You cut corn, and then when they crisp up, they fold together so they look like ribs, and you eat them like ribs, but it's just corn.
Maybe. How do you cook them?
Air fry them or deep fry them or a bunch of ways.
Sounds like something I get at a carnival, and
yeah,
I like that about it.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. All right, it's like 7:20, I guess, and I'm at the airport. Big Dog gave me a ride. I'm here a little early, but that got me a not Lyft ride, so it's worth it. And I got about 2 hours. Okay, so it's about 8:20. I've been here about an hour. My flight leaves in about an hour. Thought I was gonna have a lot of time to kill. I don't, but it's good that I came early, because the poles that I used to assemble the frame behind me, the photo frame, which I brought here with me on this airliner, which I've traveled with multiple times for several years across the country, today were a problem. I could not bring them. They could be weapons. I don't know why they could be weapons today, but I guess my best guess, well, they said it's up to the discretion of the supervisor, and so in the past nobody questioned it and or thought it was a tripod, because a metal tube tripod that has the feet on the bottom is okay, but these screw together pipes are not okay. But nobody noticed that or said anything about it until today. So they're like, you have to go check it. I said, well, that's going to cost me money, though. I don't know if is it worth it? And they're like, well, if you don't check it, then it's going to be thrown away. I said, I understand, but I have 2 check bags already. They said, do you travel with her? I said, no, I'm working. I fill everything to capacity to do these shows. And if I have to pay, it's not even worth, they're going to charge me $100 and the whole thing doesn't cost $100. So he's like, well, good luck, kind of. So I went downstairs. Southwest. I talked before about Frontier and how horrible they are. Well, here's Southwest doing a good job because they heard my complaints and whatever, and they were like, you gotta check it. I said, right, but I don't have a checked bag. And also, the zipper's broken, so they're gonna fly all over it. You gotta tape it. I don't have tape. They gave me tape. I taped it. Good. I said, but when I was taping it, I cut my finger on the because it was like a packing tape thing, and I had to do it around the side thing, and I was trying to, anyway, I sliced my finger. Didn't realize it. It didn't hurt that bad, but it's one of those cuts where blood was everywhere. It dripped on the thing. So they had to have somebody clean up a biohazard. Sorry about that. But they gave me the tape. They gave me a Band-Aid. They gave me some ointment. I'm going to go wash my hands and redo it in a minute to put some antibacterial on it. And the supervisor waived the fee because they understood what happened. So the good news is they waived the fee. The bad news is, and it was going to be $100-something. And I looked up how much it cost me. And previously it cost me $100-something. It's on sale for $89. So I'm like, I'm not going to pay more than it would cost me to buy a new one. But luckily it worked out. Today everything worked out. I had to run around a lot. I'm all sweaty, but it worked out. However, going forward, I don't know how I'm going to do a backdrop when I travel. This was a problem I had a while ago when I had the cubes, and this was my new solution that had worked for a while. And it was funny because I was talking to the big dog and other people about getting some sort of, roll-up tarp sort of thing. And I didn't want to do that, but maybe when I do travel shows, that is what I'm going to have to do. I got to look at sizing because I can bring it carry-on, but it has to fit into my large bag. And the problem with these pipes, tubes, whatever you call them, no matter how much I can collapse them, they will not fit into my large bag. Which again, all these things, everybody's suggesting all these things to me. I'm like, great, none of that. I've done all that. So for now, I'm gonna go redress my wound and wait for my plane so that when I get home, I can change a flat tire. Oops, they started boarding 10 minutes ago and there's no one here but me. So either this flight is empty or full and I'm the last one. Perils of getting a Starbucks at the airport. Are located on the curb outside the baggage claim area. 11:30 Monday. Overall made good time. I'm at my car. The tire is still flat. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to change that flat tire. So here's the tip. I had the donut in the car forever and I felt it and it felt squishy and there was almost no air in it. Now, that would be better than the nothing I have now, but I'd have to go like 10 miles an hour to a gas station somewhere. I have a little thing called Slime. I got it on Amazon. It's like $25, I think, that you plug into your car, cigarette lighter or power outlet or whatever you call it, and it's a pump, and it's easier than the ones used at a gas station. Now, it has a light built in. If I did not, it has a pressure gauge built in. If I didn't, it says Slime. If I didn't have this, my whole day would be even harder than it already is. So I'm super happy to have this. I always keep this and a can of Fix-A-Flat in my car. Fix-A-Flat failed me. This is succeeding me. But no, that's not how that works. I am uncertain which side is supposed to be out, so I'm gonna quick look that up. And done. That was not so bad. I haven't changed a tire in years. That took, beginning to end was about a half hour. I'm dirty. I need a shower. I maybe need a shower anyway, but my hands, my knees, everything's all dirty. And I realized I used to really hate the idea of changing a tire, even though I've done it and I know how to do it. And I realized a couple things. One, being in a hurry. Had I tried to change this real quick before I got into the airplane, that would have been a huge mistake. Because I'd be rushing and even a half hour might have made me late. 2, it's not blazing hot. It's nice out. Sometimes I just remember drenched in sweat. 3, and most importantly, I'm not on the side of the road with cars whipping past, terrifying me. I'm in a parking lot. I took my time. It's nice out. It was a half hour. No big deal. Now to head home, not going over 50 miles an hour, so it'll elongate the trip. I'm also going to stop somewhere to wash my hands and get some lunch on the way. I'm going to end it there as far as the vlog goes. I'm going to put up another video shortly after this one that will be essentially a post-mortem where I'm just talking nuts and bolts and money and things like that. So if you're interested in that, look for the next one. But that's the end of the vlog for this show. Thanks!